called Nutri-Kids.
Pancakes, cinnamon, a little bit of chocolate chips, strawberries.
We put the strawberry and banana and then shake it all up, and now you have a smoothie.
How is it?
It's really good. I actually like it.
Yeah. Some of the students in this Nutri-Kids class at St. Cecilia Elementary in Stamford are surprised to find they like whole grain pancakes made with applesauce. The nutritionist who developed Nutri-Kids, Cathy McCarthy, says she's hoping that reaching for fresh strawberries and other organic foods will become their norm. We've asked Cathy McCarthy to join us and share what we can do at home to get kids to eat right. McCarthy runs Nutri-Kids out of her main business, Stamford-based Believe Inyou Health and Wellness. Thanks for being here, Kath.
Thanks for having me.
You brought all these wonderful foods. I don't think they're necessarily all stocked at my house. Why do we need to go for these cereals?
Well, first of all, these cereals, I always look for a cereal that's high in fiber, low in sugar. It's going to give you a whole grain. That's very important, that children get healthy grains.
You want us reading that label.
Definitely read the label. I'm actually teaching a class, my Nutri-Kids class this week, on reading labels and grocery shopping.
Nice,
so
I love it. They're getting involved right there, pushing that cart. Now, with these foods, you don't necessarily, I know my own kid, she might be like, you have tricks.
I definitely have tricks because I have 4 children, very, very picky. So
here's an example of one of your tricks.
This is a combination of Cheerios and Fiber One cereal. Now, 2 reasons why I do this. One, just giving them too much fiber.
I love this. I want to show folks. It looks pretty good too.
It's very good.
It's the combination of the Fiber One and the Cheerios, which most kids are more than willing to eat Cheerios.
They'll eat the Cheerios, but the Fiber One, it's very hard to get fiber into them. And actually, you don't want to give them too much fiber because it could, hurt their stomachs a little bit.
They might have to go to the bathroom like at school or something.
Right, or give them a stomach ache. So if you combine it together, they're more likely to eat it. They're getting the whole grain. They're getting the fiber. It's a very good, healthy choice, low in sugar.
Are you big on oatmeal for breakfast?
I like oatmeal for breakfast, but some children don't like the texture of the oatmeal. So what you can do, which is helpful, and I do this with the baking of oatmeal, is I put it in a blender and I make it like a powder.
Oh,
and then
before you get started? Okay.
Before. And you can put it in a blender and put it in a bag and keep it for future use.
Okay.
And you could put milk in it instead of water, so they're getting the calcium and the protein from the low-fat milk.
Nice.
And add cinnamon to that.
Love it.
And if you're in a rush in the morning, I do grab and go or heat and eat foods.
Right.
Put it in a thermos. They could have it in the car because breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
You're a believer.
Very much a believer of that.
I'm going to hold up this little thermos. It seems like a simple, straightforward thing, but you're saying when you go to that supermarket, buy the foods, get yourself a thermos.
Absolutely.
For yourself and your kid, make sure that they get that meal, and if you're in a hurry, grab it to go.
This is a great, if you're in a hurry, type of item that you could put cold cereal, hot cereal, scrambled eggs.
Sweetener, skip the sugar.
Skip the sugar. Agave, very good. There's different flavor agaves. I use maple agave on our pancakes, which I make with yogurt and applesauce, and you could make a bunch of those and put them in the freezer.
That's
put
better
them in
than
the toaster.
Syrup, huh?
Better than syrup.
Why is it better for them than, the agave nectar? Why is that better?
The agave doesn't spike the blood sugar, so you're going to have that even flow through the day. You're not going to have the sugar spikes where you're very, hyper and then you come down for that low and you're exhausted, and
so
now
we
you're
should
reaching
all
for
investigate with some agave. It's not cheap.
Yes. It's not cheap, but you don't need a lot.
Okay, that's good to know.
And it's better for you.
You've got teas here.
I have teas. For children, I think herbal tea is great, like an apple cinnamon or a chamomile tea.
Isn't that funny? We don't think of tea for a kid.
No, and my children like the apple cinnamon a lot, and we put agave in that for a sweetener.
Before bed?
They could have it before bed. You could put it in the refrigerator and chill it.
Oh, nice.
It's better than the fruit juice that has a lot of sugar in it.
They might love a little tea party. Now,
like
you've got baby foods here, but you're not talking about this for babies.
No, I use this in my household, and I don't have babies. But if we have scrambled eggs, I'll put in some of the baby food, sweet potatoes, and it's because my children have varied palates. They don't eat vegetables, they'll only eat a couple of vegetables. Who doesn't eat this, who doesn't eat that? I have 4 of them, so it gets a little tricky. But if I add sweet potatoes of the baby food in scrambled eggs, or the spinach in the scrambled eggs. They think it's cute. They think it's fun. Mommy made green eggs and you know, ham and sweet potatoes, and I'll put it in a whole grain wrap or a whole grain pita. You could put some vegetables.
You've got the pita bread here. Do you go with this for their sandwiches for school as well?
Definitely with their sandwiches. They actually like grilled chicken. And I'll make grilled chicken the night before.
You work hard as a mom.
You
I
know,
wouldn't even think of grilling chicken.
It's not hard. It's all easy. I'm very busy. I work. I have 4 kids. We're out of the house early. So this isn't hard to do. It's definitely heat and eat and grab and go. Those are my mottos.
I like those mottos.
Yeah.
Here, this is what you want folks to look for when they're at the supermarket.
Yes, my children, if I put food out separately, like sweet potatoes or corn separately on a plate, they're not going to eat it. But if I make a chopped salad, literally chopped, and I'll cut up carrots into like confetti. And it's fun. They could sprinkle it on their salads. They won't eat spinach alone, but if I put it with the organic romaine lettuce, chop it all together and grate carrots or chop them up into little dices along with celery and tomato, they'll sprinkle it on themselves. And I'm a firm believer on hands-on. So I have little containers with carrots and celery
they get to
and
mix
tomatoes,
it all up.
and they get to do it themselves.
They play a part.
They do. They
I
absolutely
love
do.
it. One last question for you. A lot of folks say, well, they're not going to eat it, so I'm not going to buy it. Seems like a catch-22.
Well, if I buy it, my kids don't eat it, so I have to get creative with it. So they will not eat quinoa, but if I put quinoa in meatloaf, they don't know and they'll eat it.
I like it. Get creative. Ahead on 12 on Health, UConn basketball coach Jim Calhoun is on the mend. We'll have insight on the spinal surgery he just got done this week.